Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude. It's like
yeah. Talk about that. Actually, that's
like every year or two, there's a celebrity death that happens that actually that I am actually genuinely sad about.
Yeah.
And this year we've had two.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course Kobe, and then now Chad.
We were talking about this a little bit last night in our Zoom call. Talk about the brilliance of Chadwick Boseman as an actor, of course, Black Panther, but also the other great stuff he's done.
Well, I mean, you look at just the wide range of roles that he did play, from Jackie Robinson to, of course, Black Panther, and among other things. And, he just, aside from that, I mean, he was the definition of, of just a good Samaritan, good guy, you know what I mean? Because he, the last 4 years, has been battling through chemo and stage 3 colon cancer, which is very painful, I imagine. And despite that, he still looked incredibly healthy, very handsome, and he was going around doing all these, public events, meeting fans, going to children's hospitals, and filming movies too. He did that all for us, which, he could have just stepped back and said, all right, I'm going to focus on my health and, just try and get that down under control. And I mean, if he had done that, who knows, things might have turned out differently, but he didn't. He decided to put himself after others. Which, it's just really, for me, it's just really sad, kind of, just knowing that he spent the last years of his life knowing that, I might die, but, I need to be out here inspiring people. And
but is it sad, or is it kind of like, I look at it as badass that this guy was
it's both.
was able to live his life to the fullest, even though he obviously knew he had X amount of time left.
Well, he maybe didn't know, but he.
Well, I mean, he was basically, from what has come out, he was basically spending his time between shooting films, having surgeries. That was his.
And chemo.
He wasn't doing any. It was just shoot a movie, chemo or surgery. Shoot a movie, chemo or surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's nuts too. I got big props for Marvel Studios that they were able to nothing ever came out.
Well, do you think they even knew?
They had to know.
They had to have known.
They had to know.
Medically, you have to disclose that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, insurance wise,
Yeah.
Right.
It just they wouldn't have.
Well,
they would not have. They would not have hired him if he hadn't.
Right.
Been hey.
This is
It's nuts though, because I rewatched 42 the other day.
Oh yeah.
And it's a better movie than I remembered it being.
I've never watched it. It's one of those movies that's always just one of those films that I really want to watch, and I want to watch it even more now. And Black Panther as well. I never got around.
Dude, Black Panther.
Even though I'm not the biggest Marvel guy, I've always wanted to get.
I have such a good story about seeing Black Panther in theaters. Black Panther is hands down the coolest experience for me, because I saw it at the Pacific Science Center, and it was on the giant screen. I don't know if you were with me, Connor. Were you?
I did not see Black Panther.
No. Okay, so. But it was this really cool moment, because it was I would say it was 70% African Americans, and the other 30% was white, and you could just feel the palpable excitement in the room, and just everyone in line was excited. But it was a mix of people being excited for seeing a black superhero on screen, and also just a mix of everyone there being excited for this badass character. And it was kind of like it was the thing of, for me, it was like a double awesomeness, because it was a mix of a celebration, like a mix of races coming together to celebrate a cool character without even thinking about color of skin.
Right.
And also the idea of being able to be in this room and just experience seeing a group of people who are not usually represented in that way, seeing it on screen, and in a way that we see our color represented on screen all the time.
Yeah.
You know,
Overwhelmingly so. Yeah.
It was an overwhelming experience for me.